check, check, check. Check, check, check. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Hey, yo, what is going on? That's not what I say. Hey, yo, what's going on, everybody? What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Jay. I took a sip and immediately forgot what I was doing. Welcome to my show, JSpot Live, where we talk about the week in the WNBA. Well, women's basketball. Right now, we're doing WNBA. And welcome to my channel, the JSpotNetwork. Welcome all y'all in this week. I was thinking I was going to do a mega show. I don't have a mega show in me because I was going to try to recap week 12 as well. We're recapping week 11 in the WNBA. And that goes from, Friday the 8th to yesterday, Wednesday the 13th, because we don't have any games today. I'll usually start from Friday to the Thursday because that's how they started the season. So anyway, if y'all have questions about something that happened week 12, drop it in the comments or drop it in the chat. We'll go through it. We can cover it. I'll try to touch on some stuff because I know some trades happened during week 11. During week 12, and a couple of other things went down. So if y'all remember what it is, drop it in the chat. Let me know. Otherwise, we'll go ahead and do the regular show. So without further ado, let's see who we got in the house. As always, first, I've been missing you being first, Groovy. Like, I love Tulip. I really do. Shout out to Tulip. Groovy has been there for such a long time. Pops in just to say what's up. So what's going on, Groovy? Tulip, my wrench is here. What's going on, Tulip? From across the pond. Tulip says, we tipping off. Hit that like button. That's right, y'all. Hit the like button. And we got Jonathan in the house. So shout out to you guys or you people. I don't want to. Sometimes people get, tricky about that. Shout out to y'all out in the chat. And those of you that will be a part of the replay gang, don't forget to like, share, comment, all that good stuff as you guys are rewatching the show. But we're going to go ahead and get started. It is Thursday. I didn't even say that. It is Thursday. We are live and no games today, like I said. We got some fresh games starting tomorrow. So let's go ahead and recap last week. So let me do this. Boom. Sometimes I forget. I just ate, y'all. I ate so fast, so I might have some indigestion. I was trying to hurry up and eat. That's why I moved the show from 7:15 to 7:30 because I wanted to get a chance to eat before we did this. And I did, but I ate real fast. So excuse me if I have a little indigestion on the show. But y'all know how we do it here. We keep it real. It is what it is. The show must go on. So let me get on here to Thursday. And we had 3 games. We had New York taking on Dallas. Jonathan, I heard about Angel dropping her signature shoe. It's very early. We're going to get into that. Molly, what's going on, Molly? Molly said, what did I eat? I ordered from a Cajun place called Mudbugs. Shout out to them. And they call it the New Orleans barbecue shrimp. So it's shrimp in this, I don't even know what kind of sauce it is. It's not barbecue sauce. When you think about barbecue, it's not barbecue sauce. It's some kind of deep, rich, acidic flavor bomb, some kind of just almost I don't even know what to say. It's just a rich sauce, almost like a soup. It just sits in it. And then they give you some garlic bread and you just dip the bread and eat your shrimp. Has shallots in there and all that good stuff. And then I had some calamari. But I didn't eat it all. I just had 3 shrimp and a couple of pieces of bread, because they give you like these little round pieces of bread and like a little bit of the calamari. And I'm here. Yes, I'm pescatarian, so I only eat seafood. I don't eat beef, chicken, pork, anything like that. Been like this now for 7 years. But I'm trying to start eating meat again because I'm kind of bored of what I've been eating. So and fish is very expensive in this economy. I could spend a cool $100 on enough food to last me 2 days because seafood is very expensive. So anyway, enough about me. Jonathan says about to eat some thin crust pizza from Domino's. I feel you. Molly says it sounds good. All right, let me get into the. We go on tangents here at JSpot Live, so it's all good. So Friday, August 8th, we had New York Liberty taking on Dallas, and New York did beat Dallas 88-77. I believe Paige Beckers did not play that game. She sat out. She had a back injury. So Arike led the team, 17.6 rebounds, 3 assists. And then Maddie Segrist, 15 points, 2 rebounds. Maisha Hines Allen had 12 points, 7 rebounds. On the New York side, we had 6 people in double figures to take on Dallas. It was Sabrina. She led the team, 16 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals, 1 block. Phoebish, 14.2 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal. Emma Messiman, who they picked up not too long ago, 14 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, 3 steals, 1 block. JJ had 14.6 rebounds, 3 assists. Natasha Cloud had 10 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal. So their whole starting 5, all in double figures. And then you had Maureen Johannes coming off the bench with 10 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1 steal. So shout out to New York. Then we had Minnesota taking on Washington Mystics. Minnesota, no real surprise. Not to say that Washington don't be getting people from here, from here and there, but we're talking about the number 1 team in the league who's only lost five games. Minnesota, 80-76, very close. Very close. They only won by 4 points. On Washington, we had Sony Citron, 26 points, 1 rebound, 4 assists, 1 steal. Kiki and Shakira both had 12 points. Kiki had 9 rebounds, 4 assists. Shakira had 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals. And that was it for them for double figures. Meanwhile, on Minnesota, who is missing Fee went out with an ankle injury. Atlanta Smith led the team, 25 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. Courtney Williams, 14 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists. Kayla McBride, 11 points, 1 rebound, 4 assists, 3 steals. And Dejanay coming off the bench for the Minnesota Lynx, 12 points, 2 rebounds, 2 steals, 1 block. Very happy for Dejanay. That's something that happened over the past couple of weeks. We saw Dejanay get traded to Minnesota, and Diamond Miller get traded from Minnesota to Dallas. So it's pretty funny because, you see that Dejanay is very happy. She's on the number 1 team. She's fitting in. She's seeming to be fitting in very well. Coming off the bench, but it's no big deal. She's coming in doing what she needs to do. And listening to her interviews, she's very happy, right? Then you listen to Diamond. Diamond, it's not like Diamond's not happy, but Diamond's, they asked her something about like going from I keep saying Mystics, going from Minnesota to Dallas, and coaching changes. You got Cheryl Reeves, who's been coaching forever with, now you're with Chris, who has never coached before on a professional level. And she was just like, yeah, it's a lot of stuff that needs to be changed. I'm going to, I want to do what I can to help, get these things going on the right way. According to Dejanay, it was a lot of free flowing offense, not really anything set up. And, when she was talking about playing with Minnesota, she talked about how they kind of have a structure and everybody's on a string and everybody knows where they are and what they're supposed to be doing. And, you pass the ball around. There's a lot of ball movement and, you don't take the first shot, you pass it around and get the best shot, that whole thing. So it's going to be a change for, Diamond, but a good change for Dejanay. So I'm very happy that that she's over there. But man, sometimes I feel bad for people like when they get traded to not the best teams. I'm sure they feel salty because not all the time do you have like a say. If you're up to be traded, you're traded. Sometimes if you have enough, whatever about you, you're, a big name, you might be able to decide on where you want to go or how you want to go, but sometimes you don't get that chance. So with Diamond, it seems like Minnesota was after Dejanay, and Diamond was the one that they traded for. They traded for her. It was another player. It was her, another player, and a 2026 second round pick, if I'm not mistaken on that. I'll look that up a little bit later. Molly says that Chris should have never got the job. That's the word around town. I don't really know. He said in a press conference, he said they knew I didn't have no coaching experience and they still hired me. So it is what it is. Like, don't be mad at the player. Be mad at the game. Because I was straight up with them from the very beginning about what I knew and what I could do. And they knew that it was going to be a minute for me to, get my bearings and get in here and make a real difference. He didn't say those words, but in not so many words, that's kind of what he said. And he says that they believe in him and they offered him the job and that's it. So we can be mad all we want to. You need to probably be mad at Kurt. I don't know. But Chris said leave him out of it. And then the next game we had Seattle taking on my Aces. And listen here, y'all. My Aces won 90-86. Another 4-point game. For Seattle. I don't know why I was about to say San Antonio. For Seattle, we had Dominique Malonga, who came off the bench. That's their rookie. Number 2 pick, I believe. Came off the bench, 22 points, 12 rebounds. Then we had Erica Wheeler with 16 points, 2 assists. We had Gabby with 14 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals. You had NECA with 12 points, 9 rebounds, 1 assist. And we had Brittany Sykes, who was another trade. Coming from Washington. I'm sorry if y'all heard me burping in the mic. My bad. Brittany Sykes, 14 points, 2 rebounds, 6 assists. That's another trade that happened. Brittany Sykes for Alicia. I was going to say Alicia Gray. Alicia Clark, AC. We'll get into that in a second. But on Vegas, we had Asia Wilson, my girl Asia, my GOAT, 29 points, 12 rebounds, 3 assists. Jackie Young, 26 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. Chelsea Gray, 13 points, 2 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals. Nalissa Smith with a double-double, 10 points, 12 rebounds, 1 assist. This was their birthday game, by the way. It was Asia and Alyssa's birthday. Asia was turning 29. Pretty cool that she got 29 points on her 29th birthday. And both her and Alyssa got double-doubles and the dub. And then Jewel Lloyd came off the bench, 10 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 1 block. And as we continue to talk about some of the results of this week, we'll see Jewel is starting to cook off the bench. Who knew that's what she needed? She had been telling Becky, offering Becky for her to come off the bench for whatever reason. And she's coming off the bench. I guess she's feeling freer. She's feeling better. I don't know. But she's been cooking off the bench. So that led to us getting a win over Seattle, 90-86. Now, I did say that Brittany Sykes, this was very, I didn't see it coming. Brittany Sykes, traded to Seattle, and then they traded AC from Seattle to Washington. I thought everything, it was just all caught off guard. Come to find out, Sykes Slim asked for a trade. She wanted to go to a team that was contending for a title. And she didn't think that she could do that in Washington. It's a very young team. It's probably going to take them a minute to really contend for a title. And maybe she didn't want to stay around to deal with the rebuild, deal with the time that it was going to take to get them there. And, no hard feelings to her. You got to do what you need to do for your career. And not all the time can you worry about what somebody thinks or what people are going to say or whatever. Like, I'm sure she loves her teammates, but she's like, look, I have my eyes on bigger prizes. Now, Seattle's not doing great right now. They're literally sitting at the 8th spot, in danger of not even making the playoffs, which is crazy. But we'll get into that a little bit later. On the flip side of that, AC, who I didn't realize also asked for a trade away from Seattle. She pretty much said that, when she came to the team, she had been in Seattle. She won 2 championships there prior to going to the Las Vegas Aces. And she pretty much said that, she's 38. She's the oldest player in the W right now, ever since DT retired. And she wants to take her game into her own hands. She didn't feel like she was being utilized the way that she thought she would be with Seattle. And she felt like, I guess, this opportunity came up to be traded to Washington. She figures she's a, vet. She can help these young rooks get to where they want to be. She's won 3 championships. It's not to say that she doesn't want more, but she's been 6th Woman of the Year. She's won 3 championships. She's not necessarily like, if she ended her career right now, it would be a very great career. So she wants to be utilized more where she would be in Washington, and also be someone that can help form that team and help support that team as they grow with the young core that they have. So, I guess it was a win-win for both. But I just did not see that coming as well. We have, hold on. Tulip says Man Bun needs to get out. Also, Dom versus Cam is the new Lisa versus Lauren. Yet Kathy and her puppets won't promote it. Yeah, they're not promoting. We're not promoting real basketball here at the W. Come on. We're about, where's the most drama? Where's the most drama, and how can we capitalize on it? That's what we're doing. Who cares about real basketball? Great benefactors here. What's going on? Tulip says, thoughts on Skylar and Seattle, Jay? All that smoke must be some fire. Question marks in that locker room. Well, what I didn't say, which is what Tulip is alluding to, another reporter came out and said, yes, it is true that AC wanted to, leave Seattle for a better role, a better opportunity to be utilized in Washington, but she also did not like the toxicity that was in the locker room. Now, he didn't name names, or they didn't name names, or whatever. They just said that although she wasn't a part of a lot of the altercations that happened in the locker room with not physical altercations, but verbal altercations, she had been a part of one or two. I can't remember the exact words that he used, but she wasn't part of the majority of the ones that she experienced, but she didn't like it. And so, I don't know. My thoughts on Skylar, they didn't name names. Everybody's assuming it's Skylar because she's very vocal in saying that I'll cuss you out. I think that that's the bottom line. I think she is not afraid to say that she holds her teammates accountable. She holds herself accountable as well. And she's very outspoken. She said it in press conferences. She said it in interviews that, that's the kind of player she is. Even Fee had said that when they were playing in Unrivaled, you know, they were part of the Hootie Hoot team. Skylar went to them because they were losing a game. I think they were losing a game. And if y'all watching Unrivaled, you know that the Owls were undefeated most of the season. They lost one game to, shout out to my Rose BC. They lost one game to Rose, but apparently they were in a game. They were losing, and Skylar went and said, if y'all don't get this together, I'm leaving. I'm not sitting here playing for this. I'm not going to do it. If he said they dug deep, figured out what to do, and got it together, and I think they ended up winning that game. But Skylar is just that person, and I don't know. I've never been in the locker room with Skylar. No one's ever outright said anything about her. But, I mean, we also know when she played in Phoenix, most people, if you watched, I forgot who they were playing, but it actually got caught on video during a game that her and I want to say it was DT she had got into it with. Who was on that team? I feel like it was Brianna Turner was trying to hold her back. I think she was going off, her and DT. I can't really remember exactly who it was, but this was like way back when she was on Phoenix. But she is that person. So obviously if people say it's toxic there, that's the name they're going to drop. I don't know if that's her, but I will say if Jewel left because of something going on, there's been an investigation, I think twice now, about whatever's going on with the coaching staff and in the locker room. That is not a great environment. And now you have AC, who seemingly is like just a super cool, down to earth person. I remember her or know her from the Aces, and she was just really cool. Not, she just wants to play. She's not really about all the rah-rah stuff. So for her to come back into a place where she, called home for a very long time, and she's like, nah, I'm good. I don't have time for this. For her to leave, something is going on. Don't know who it is. I'm not sure if we will ever find out, but I don't want to blame or say anything negative about NECA, but it is curious that NECA, who is the president of the Player Society, I always say that, Players Association, who is there to, promote players and their well-being, if she is seeing what is going on in this locker room, but I don't know, not actively, not speaking out, or maybe, I don't know what she's doing behind the scenes. It's just weird that this is what's going on the team where you got the president of the Players Association there. It would seem like maybe it wouldn't be as toxic as it seems to be, but also we don't know what she's trying to do. She might be trying everything she can, moving heaven and earth to try to stop whatever is going on, and she can't. Especially if it's dealing with the coaches. But then again, things like that, if you have a volatile workplace, if you have a place that people don't want to go play or don't want to work because of the situation there, then that's kind of like an issue for the Players Association, I would think, right? So I don't know. It's all up in the air. Don't know what it is. I'm not spreading any rumors. I'm nobody. I'm just a homegirl who likes to talk basketball. So you ain't getting no inside information from me. I'm just as in the dark as anybody else. That's just what my thoughts are. I don't know really what's going on. Zai's in the house. What's going on? Welcome. Molly says yes. Tulip says Noelle seems to lack leadership. Zai says, who leaked the alleged info? Well, there's a guy. I don't know if I can find it now. I see him a lot on Twitter. I can't remember his name. But he he quote tweeted one of the reporters that had broke the story, or that was reported on the story that AC was leaving, because that person didn't say anything about a toxic situation there. They only said that AC said she's 38. She wanted to leave because she wants to be utilized a little bit better, blah, blah, blah. She wants to take her career, her own destiny in her own hands, all that stuff. So that person didn't say anything about it being toxic. And then somebody quote tweeted that, who is, I don't know, an official, unofficial reporter. I'm not really sure these days, who said, yeah, I can confirm that that was said. I can also confirm that it was some toxic stuff going on in that locker room, and that's why she left. Or that was also one of the reasons why she left. So I don't know if it was necessarily leaked. That's what they put out there. Molly says Nick and Skylar are best friends. Yeah, I know. I don't know. Sometimes I guess when you're in those leadership positions, it's probably hard to, put on your leadership hat and put on your friendship hat or your player hat or whatever. So I have no idea. I don't know how the jurisdiction works. I'm not sure what happens in that situation. I don't even know. I mean, we know that Jewel was the person who put in a complaint about it. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It's all up in the air. I have no idea. Reddit says, hey, Tulip, I agree, and that's why I believe she will be fired this year, which is sad. She's the only, Black female head coach we got left in the W. And not to say we can't get more, but it's just like we were hanging on by a string. If you're not good at your job, you're not good at your job, no matter what, gender, or race, or whatever you are. But it just sucks that to not, you have a really big representation of, Black women playing in this league, and then now your coaching staff looks like don't represent that at all. You know what I'm saying? So that's that's a little horrible. But maybe we'll get more next season. I have no idea what's going on, but it ain't male dominated yet. I think I counted yesterday. It was like it's seven female coaches to 6 male coaches. So it ain't male dominated yet, but it seems like it's heading that way. It seems like it's heading that way. And then, like I said, Noelle is the only Black female coach, and then we have Tyler, who is the Black male coach, and that's it. So I don't know. Reddit says, yep, last Black female head coach. I can't even defend her. And so, sometimes you can't. Sometimes you can't. It ain't even about that. Tulip says, I hope Lisa gets a job next season. I mean, they're gonna have to really, 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 really do something special for Lisa to come back to coach for the W. Like she already said, she got turned down. I think she said it was two teams she interviewed for. One, she made it really far, and then it was like, nah, we're going to go with somebody else. She says she will never do it again. And, when people say never, never say never, but people say never, they usually mean like, I'm not playing around. So if a team does get Lisa next season, she probably will have to be the highest paid coach in the league, just because I don't think she's going to want a lot to coach a team after getting turned down the way she did. But I personally, I was thinking, where would I like to see Lisa? I think it's been alluded that she maybe had requested or interviewed for the Dallas team, maybe Washington. I'm not really sure, or Connecticut. Of course, I would love to see her in Chicago. Like, I mean, I hate that, Chicago may be, losing another coach within like 2 years. Like, can y'all figure it out and get it together? But I think Lisa would be great for the young people that we have on our team. I think having Lisa would save Angel and Camilla if she had like a good coaching staff, and if they get rid of Jeff. It's a lot of moving pieces, but this is just me, my fantasy. Have her come to Chicago, coach, and have Teaspoon as her assistant, or she could be the GM. I've seen her talk to Michael Alter, who is the owner of Chicago. I can definitely see her being a GM as well. So I don't know. We'll see if she decides she wants to interview again and go for a team. Reddit wants to know from Tulip, do you want her as a GM or as a coach? All right, moving on to the next day, which was Saturday. We had Chicago. Oh, goodness. Chicago played Indiana. We do not have the Barbie. She's been out with a back injury. She's been out for, at this point, currently, I think they said 6 games straight, but she's been out more games than that because she was out for a couple of games before the Washington game a couple weeks ago. But she literally, I think the only reason she played is because her grandmother was there, and this was the first time her grandmother was able to watch her play live. She had a lot of family there, and so I think she toughed it out to play. And then she was like, "Nah, I'm good. I'm not doing it anymore." So we did not have the Barbie. And we know we've been struggling. We've been struggling against Indiana regardless as a team. And so not when you don't have all your players and they're not all full strength, it's only a couple of ways it can go. But Rachel Banham led us with 11 points, 3 assists. We had Maddie Westbell, who came off the bench with 10 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist. I think she had a career high. And that was it in double figures. That was it. Camilla had 12 rebounds. But, yeah, that was it for us. Meanwhile, on Indiana, we had Kelsey Mitchell, who went on a tear, 26 points, 3 rebounds, 8 assists. You had Lexi Hull, 17 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals. Everybody gets off on Chicago. Like, they go off and get career highs and all that. She ain't made threes in forever, and she came in and hit 4 threes that game. Sophie Cunningham, 16 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal. Aaliyah Boston, 15 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and that was it as far as double figures. Natasha did get 10 rebounds. Zah says, I hope that Seattle and Noel can get it together basketball-wise and that the other nonsense is not true because I'm a fan. Tulip says, Saturday was a bad day for the Lost Cargo Starks. The Lost Cargo Starks. I've not thought about that name, but that's very creative. That's very creative. And you're right, because LA lost to the Valks 59-72. Let's see. LA had 3 people in double figures. We had De'Erica Hamby led with 15 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. Julie Alleman had 10 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, and Ray Burrell off the bench had 10 points, 3 rebounds. That was it. Golden State had 3 people in double figures. We had, I keep calling her something different every time. First I call her Victoria, then I call her Vivian. I think it's Veronica Burton. I keep calling her a different name every time. Veronica Burton, 16 points, and forgive me, Veronica, for saying your name wrong all these times. And y'all don't even be correcting me when I say wrong stuff in the chat. 16 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. Xander Lucini, 14 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. And Sulan had 11 points, 8 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals to take on and beat the Los Angeles Sparks. Then on Sunday, hold on, y'all. I got to turn this air conditioner down. I am freezing. Turn you off. Thank you. Then on Sunday, we had New York take on Minnesota, the game that everyone has been waiting on. They're doing this rivalries week. This is a rematch from last year's finals, and we ain't got no Stewie. We ain't got no fee. But it was still a good game. Minnesota did beat New York 83-71. New York, Natasha Cloud led the team with 14 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. Emma had 11 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. JJ had 11 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. Sabrina Ionescu had 10 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists. And then you had Maureen Johannes off the bench again, 10 points, 1 rebound, 1 steal. On for Minnesota, we had Kayla McBride led the team, 18 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists. Dejanay Carrington, 15 points off the bench, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. Courtney Williams, 14 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists, 1 steal. And we had Natisha Heineman off the bench, 13 points, 1 assist. Tulip says it was a bad night. It was, excuse me. It was a bad game for LA to have a bad shooting night. Both teams would be 16-16 if LA won that game instead of Valks are 17-15, Sparks are 15-17. Yeah. That means a lot when we're getting ready to, it's getting very close to calling it for the playoff spots. Zaz says, put some respect on my girl's name. Tulip says, shame on Kathy. Does rival weeks so late into the season with everybody injured? Shake my head. Do it in the second or third week when teams are healthy and storylines have built up in the off season. Yeah, you're right about that. Carrington is her. That's right, Andre. Zaz says, sometimes it take a player like Burton getting another opportunity elsewhere. Okay. Get another opportunity elsewhere to really see them shine. And I think that's that can be said for the whole Valkyries team. I mean, they don't have any like quote unquote starters on their team. Like they got players that teams essentially did not want. They did not protect them. And so they came in with like, I don't know if it's a point to prove or chip on their shoulder, but these were players that not a lot of people thought had star power. Not a lot of people thought would carry a team. I mean, preseason people thought with this roster that Valks would not win any games, and look where they are now. And look what they've been doing all season. I mean, Natalie and whoever the front office GM and stuff is there in Golden State really put together a really good team of players. They figured out who would play well together, who they can utilize in the best ways. They made some tough cuts. Natalie was hated for a while. People were mad at her. She knew what she was doing. She knew she had some people that were going to be leaving, going to play overseas. She ended up picking some of the people she cut, and then she had to make a decision like, wait a minute, these people came back. These people came back to the team and they're balling. I'm going to have to let this person go who's been with the team. So I think she has a really good crew, and, you know, not all the time does it take star power, quote unquote star power or big name for your team to flourish. All it is a good opportunity and some good X's and O's, I think. And you can shine, you know, wherever you are. Jeremy's here. Jeremy says, what's up? Zah says, you're right, Jay, 100. Andre says, I wish Chicago wanted them. Chicago, don't get me started on Chicago. I'm trying to have a positive night. Tulip says, Valks have that chip on their shoulder and they're balling out. Tulip says, Nakase, coach of the year contender, doing more with less. Jeremy says, I'm excited for the future of the Valks. Kayla, Veronica, and Monique are championship pieces. Also, Kate Martin in LA. Zah says, almost every game Golden State has played has been fun to watch and ultra competitive, even against defending champs. Yeah, they came in on a tear. And not to mention, I think they have sold out every single home game. It is like, even from watching it on TV, like the energy you feel just from watching them on TV, I can't imagine being in there. Like, it's got to be a fun place to just watch a game. Having so much energy for, women's basketball is pretty dope. Their fans love them to death. They give them support that they need. And I just think it's dope overall that they have that type of fan base. Where was I? Then we had Dallas taking on Washington. Dallas did lose to Washington 91-78. Dallas had Paige buckets back, but it was not enough. Paige did lead the team with 17 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. Arike had 12 points, 2 assists, 2 steals. Haley Jones, who was a great pickup for Dallas, 11 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 block. Guy Sasota, 10 points, 1 rebound. And that was it in double digits. For Washington, you had Kiki, who led the team, 23 points, 10 rebounds, 1 assist. Sony, who's never far from the top, 18 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal. I don't want to say never, but it's rare that she's not one of the top scorers. Big Mama Steph came in, 14 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 block. And Emily Inksler off the bench had 11 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. Then we had Atlanta taking on Phoenix. This is a good one. These are top teams vying for number 2, number 3, number 4, that kind of area. As far as seeding goes, Atlanta beat Phoenix 74-66. For Phoenix, we had AT with 21 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals. By the way, the week before, we're in week 13. Well, I'm covering week 13. Week 12, Alyssa Thomas did have back-to-back triple doubles, the first time ever in the history of the W did she do that. I believe, I want to say she has 4 or 5. I'll look it up if I remember, but she's once again leading the league in triple doubles, just like she was a few years ago, where she led the league in triple doubles and double doubles. She has the record for the most double doubles in the season at 28. And I think she has the record for the most triple doubles in the season, if I'm not mistaken. So AT was balling out. And then Bonner, who came off the bench, had 16 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. And that was it for as far as double figure performances. Then we go to Atlanta, who's also been balling. Shout out to their coach, a brand new coach who came in from college. He came from Florida Gulf Coast. But he's been doing an amazing job with Atlanta. Alicia Gray, 17 points, who's been having an MVP type season, 17 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal. Brianna Jones, 15 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, 4 blocks. Naz Hillman, 13 points, 13 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal. Jordan Canada, 13 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 steals. And that was it for Atlanta. That was enough to get them to win 74-66. I will say, y'all, I don't know when I'm lagging, if I'm going in and out. My connection here says it looks good, but sometimes when I watch it back, I notice that it does that. So my bad. I can't see any of that. If it's happening, just let me know in the chat if it does happen. And if I have to repeat something. Let me see. Moore says, what do you think about the Mystics picking up Madison Scott? I think that's great. Madison Scott, I don't think, I gotta stir my drink up. I don't think she was given I don't want to say a fair chance, but it was a lot of stuff going on in Dallas. That's where she was, right? You got Zaza, you got Madison Scott, you got JJ, and you got Paige. They were kind of outperforming Madison, and they had to make some cuts. So I'm happy that she's able to get another opportunity with the Mystics. Mystics is a great place to go. Now I don't know how they're going to utilize her, if they're going to utilize her, because Cheryl don't really be using her rookies. So hopefully she just gets the experience of being on a championship caliber team. She can learn a lot. She can, meet a lot of great players and build some relationships that may help her later on in her basketball career. But I think it's dope. I hope she gets some playing time. Andre says, I like Naz Hillman. Tulip says Cam had 14 points, had 14 and 5 with 2 steals, a block in 10 minutes. I thought it would take longer for her to make an impact. Uh, but she's been impactful from her first game back. Wait a minute, did I get to that yet? Or was that last week? I don't know if I got to that yet. Wait a minute. Yeah, I ain't got to that game yet. I'm getting to it now. Molly says I think ATL coach will win coach of the year. He might. I mean, they're number 2 at this point. Like they've stood all the they withstood all the tests, even without Ryan Howard, even without Jordan Canada in some games. They're still doing what needs to be done. Even without BG in some games, they're still finding ways to win. And now they're number 2. That's crazy. So yeah, I can definitely see coach of the year. He definitely is somebody I think if he doesn't get it, he should get a lot of votes. Tulip says these 7 days will be picked up and chopped like onions. It's the next game. Yes. Now I know. Now I'm looking at it. So the next game, because Tulip got ahead of me, but the next game was Seattle versus Vegas. Seattle versus the Sparks. And the Sparks won 94-91. This is another team who is like rising from the ashes. I remember not too long ago watching the Sparks, and they would be winning the game and literally in the fourth quarter lose it all. Every single time. They would be sticking with these teams, whether they're leading or trailing by a little bit. They would be doing all this first, second, third quarter, and fourth quarter, lose it every single time. And it just seemed like it was just like debilitating. Like, man, y'all are doing all this stuff in this game. Everything seems to be working out until the last, 7 minutes of a game, sometimes the last 5 minutes. And they found a way. I don't know if it was picking up Letitia Tremble from Dallas's old coach, hiring her as the special assistant. Whatever it is, they have been on a roll. It could be just because they got Cam back. It could be that Rakia Jackson is playing out of her mind. It could be that everything is just hitting on all cylinders. They don't have any injuries at this point. And so sometimes it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. And if anybody, I mean, LA, we'll go over the standings in a little bit, but LA is right there. Like they could definitely make it into the playoffs with some moving around, but they have been on a roll. I think they were on a 5-game win streak at one point a couple weeks ago, and I think right now they might be on a 4-game win streak. But shout out to them. They've been jamming. But Kelsey Plum in this game had 20 points. She led everyone. 20 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists, 1 steal. Hamby, 19 points, 7 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. Azare, 15 points, 8 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. She hit 3 3-pointers. She's been jamming. I mean, she's been a sniper. And I've already said this here before. She's been a sniper on that 3-point line. And then, like Tulip says, Cam Brink came off the bench, played 10 minutes and 44 seconds, had 14 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 steals, and 1 block, shot 83.3% from the field, hit 2 3-pointers. She was 100% from 3, 100% on her free throws. Just overall great game coming back after all that time. Like she's getting, fitting right in like she never left. A very big help coming off the bench. Like, I don't know how long. They may just leave her on the bench the rest of the season. I think she's a great, like, not pickup, but I think it works for her coming off the bench. I think they can start the game, get things going, and just to know you got Cam Brink coming off the bench that's going to block any and everything. Like, that's like a blessing. That's like a weapon. That whenever you're ready to draw, you got right there. Like you already got 5 starters that can do what they can do. And then you got Cam Brink on the bench that's doing what she's doing. It's crazy. Let me see. Oh, y'all were talking. Hold on. Let me get. Jeremy says Atlanta is dangerous, and I would not be surprised if it's the Lynx versus the Dream in the finals. Amor says if Sparks win tomorrow, they take number 8 from Seattle due to a tiebreaker. Ooh, exciting. Troy says the National Weather Service has issued a severe thunderstorm warning to the Seattle Storm because there's trouble brewing in that organization. Tulip says LA kept falling off in the fourth because their starters had to play too many minutes due to injuries. Now they're healthy and have improved. Great point. Amor says chemistry is there. Jeremy says Minnesota, we are not sleeping on any of these teams. We got to prove it in the playoffs and play our best basketball in September and October. Tulip says Ray and Cam were missed all season. They provide the spark needed off the bench to turn close losses into wins. Stevens too, says Molly. Tulip says she's on a minutes restriction, so she'll be off the bench. I think the time off she was working on that 3-ball because it's money. And Amor says having 2024 pick number 2 as a bench player, Sparks have talent. That part. Like just having that in your pocket, that's crazy. And then on the other side, can I get into my phone? Seattle, I did it backwards. Seattle had Slim led the team with 27 points, 1 rebound. Skylar had 17 points, 2 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals. NECA had 15 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal. And Malonga came off the bench with 20 points, 11 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. She's been playing great basketball, just not enough to get them over the hump of winning these games. Because as someone pointed out, like they're on the verge of being out of playoff contention. Now I think it's going to come down to the wire the last few games of the season. It ain't over yet. I mean, most teams still have about 13 or 14 games left. So it's still anybody's game, but the fact that they are teetering on that 8th spot is wild. And then we had Connecticut playing my Aces, and my Aces, of course, won 94-86. Shout out to my girl niece. Shout out to my girl niece on Connecticut. She got her starting spot. She's been starting with the team. Even if her offense isn't falling, she is grabbing those rebounds. She is poking balls away. She is deflecting. She's getting steals. She's changing people's shots. Like, shout out to Nee. She's getting better and better every single game. But Mabry led the team, 22 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists. Lacan, who's been also amazing to watch, 13 points, 5 assists, 2 steals. And then you had Sanaya Rivers, who's been coming off the bench, but she's been amazing coming off the bench. 17 points, 1 rebound, 4 assists, 3 steals, 1 block. All around great game. Rivers has something to say. Like, they've been talking about Rookie of the Year, and I don't know if she's done enough to be in the conversation, but she has really shown that she is a player, rookie or not. She plays on both sides of the ball. She's amazing defensively. Like, you know, not I personally, but we just experienced it when she just blocked Camilla's shot. Like, literally, Camilla's fully extended and she got up there and blocked that shot, which is crazy. I'm mad at her for doing that. Don't you do that to my Camilla. But that was crazy to see. But shout out to Sanaya, because she's going to end up on some lists. Like, if she's not Defensive Player of the Year one year, one of these years in her career, like, you know, something's wrong. And then for my Aces, we had Asia Wilson, who made history, having the very first 30-point, 20 rebound game in the history of the WNBA. She had 32 points, 20 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals. Jackie had 21 points, 4 rebounds. Jewel Lloyd off the bench, 12 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals. Dana Evans off the bench, 10 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. And that's all they needed to go ahead and take care of Connecticut. But yes, again, and I have a slide that I was going to talk about, news around the dub, that talks about Asia and her 30 point, 20 rebound game. But shout out to Asia, still making history, still making history. That's my goat of all goats, y'all. Then we go to Monday. I don't have a graphic for Monday because they didn't make one. But Connecticut had a back-to-back. They played the Golden State Valks. They did lose to Golden State 74-57. For Connecticut, you had Morrow, who led all scorers with 13 points, 14 rebounds, 1 steal. Olivia Nelson-Ododa had 12 points and 4 rebounds, and that was it. Nobody else was in double figures. But I was watching the Connecticut game from, I think they played last night, right? Sanaya is only one of like 4 players, and those 4 players are big time players. Asia, and a couple of other, I want to say, I can't remember who else. I remember Asia's name, obviously, because that's what caught my attention. But she has had a steal and a block in 16 games this season. She had so many, like they call them stocks. Like she has so many number of stocks that she's gained as a rookie, where she's very close to being amongst the greats at doing that. And that's what a lot of people are like talking about her, being a defensive, menace in this league, who is definitely could get defensive player of the year, who can definitely make defensive team, first team in what she does, because she will get a block or a steal in almost every game. And in this game, she had 2 steals and 1 block, even in their loss. So that was Monday. Let me see. Troy Hall says, with all that alleged toxicity in Seattle, don't start over from scratch. Andre says, I got Minnesota taking it all. Okay. Amor says, I'm starting at the 4. Wait, whoa. Andre says, Vegas is making a come up. Yep. And starting at the 4. Asia is making a case for MVP, is what Andre says. Groovy says, after what those GMs said in that article before March and making them look stupid. Who? What are you talking about? Who were they talking about? Sanaya? Anissa starting at 4. Oh, okay. Anissa is starting at 4. Yeah. Yeah, Vegas making a come. Look, I'm always going to stick with my teams. It's always Skaces over here. Y'all know the Sparks are my side piece. But it's always, and then I got some love for Connecticut because my girl niece is on there. I got to support her. But I'm always going for the Aces and the Sky. And y'all were coming hard for my Aces, saying that they were, trash, that they lost it. It was over for them. And like I said, we will go over the standings after I cover these last couple of days of games, because my team is in it. My team is up there. After all the stuff that has happened this season, we are starting to click. We are on a winning streak. 6 games now, I think. A 6-game win streak. All it takes is a streak and a W. Things are so tight in the standings outside of the first place. Anything could happen with a streak, a losing streak or a winning streak. So thank goodness we're on the good side of that. We have 6 games that we won in a row, and we are up there. So shout out to my Aces, who some of y'all tried to count out. In fairness, they weren't looking good. They weren't looking good, but I knew there was a possibility that they can figure out how to turn it around. They could figure that out. I felt it. Now we still got 13 games to go. Anything could happen, but as of right now, they are good. They've been here before. They won 2 back-to-back championships. They know what they need to do to win. They know what they were lacking. They just needed to fix that. And hopefully everybody's mind is right. Hopefully everybody's on the same page now. Hopefully everyone's eye is on the prize of what they need to do, and they can continue winning. Tulip says Jewel to the bench seems to have solved the problem. That too. That too. Um, then we have, I just did Monday. Tuesday's game, we had two games. There was Dallas taking on Indiana, and Dallas, I did not watch this game, but this game was on when I was having my dinner at a restaurant. Dallas won this game by 1 point, 81-80. It was a last ditch effort by Kelsey Mitchell to hit the winning shot. She did not hit it. Some weirdness happened where Caitlin left the bench and went up to the ref. A coach had to hold her back to make her go back to the bench. This is not the first time that I've seen this, but the girl is in street clothes. She just needs to chill, stay on the bench, mind her injury. I heard she was upgraded, though, to probable, that she may be able to play in their next game, but it's not 100% yet. But she be doing too much when it comes to the refs, and I don't appreciate it because I see too many people get ejected for doing less. And she gets to literally walk up to refs and go off on them and then go about her business, and they just shoo her off like she's some kid, but they don't do anything about it. But anyway, that's another story for another day. Let me get into the into the box score. So for Indiana, I'm gonna go over this real quick, and then hey, come here. Kelsey Mitchell led everyone with 24 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal. Aaliyah Boston, 14 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist. Sophie Cunningham, 14 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. Natasha Howard had a double-double, 12 points, 12 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 steals, 3 blocks. And coming off the bench, Chloe Bibby, 11 points, 2 rebounds, 1 steal. Dallas, on the other hand, Maddie Secrets. Maddie said, look, I won Athletes Unlimited. I know y'all don't know much about me. I know you know. I know you think that I don't really be getting down like that. But let me tell you something. Maddie led the team, 22 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. Paige Becker, 16 points, 5 rebounds, 8 assists, 2 steals. Lee Yuru coming off the bench now, 20 points, 4 rebounds, 2 steals. And that's all they needed. That's all they needed to save off Indiana 81-80. I'll be right back. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. I got to let my dog outside real quick. Be right back. All right, I'm back. I'm back. Let me see where did I leave off? Troy says it always expect the unexpected. We wasn't expecting both Clark and Reese to be injured. Both Clarkies and Reesers going wild. We are called Reese's. Thank you very much, Reese's Pieces. But yeah, another rivalry game prior to that, which no Clark and no Reese in the game. Uh, you know, uh, Kathy thought she had something going on, and it's just not. That rivalry week ain't really rivaling like she wants it to. Tulip says she never gets texts for anything. Troy said, I'm waiting for that one game that the ref gave Clark a tech and she gets ejected for it. Tulip says Lee and Maddie went off. Molly says that Aces deserve that criticism. And I'm not saying they didn't. I was just saying don't count my team out. A lot of people like to count my team out. More what brings to mind is when that old finals game where we lost Chelsea, we lost Kia, we barely had a bench. Asia was hurt, we didn't know it. It was game 3 in the finals against New York. People said, "Oh, it's over. Y'all lost Chelsea and Kia. Y'all got 3 available players on the bench. Ain't no way you're going to win a finals game against New York in New York with that. You just not. It ain't going to happen. So wrap it up, girl. I know, good try. Shout out to your team. You got it." And I said, well, I'm sorry. We still got Asia Wilson on our team. Like, what? Come on. Jackie Young is still playing the game. Come on. At that time, we had Kayla George. I was like, we good. We had AC. Give us a chance. Let's see what happens. Give us a chance. And what happened? We won that championship with barely a team left. People hobbling off the bench to jump into the little pile of people celebrating. We won that game. So I'm never counting out the Aces. I'll take the criticism. That's fine. They deserved it. You're right. They did deserve it. They were playing like trash. I wasn't understanding what was going on, but I never count my teams out. I'm there to the bitter end. Amor says Dallas looked really good, I thought, in the first quarter. Moved the ball very well, good spacing. Molly says CC does too much. Tulip says, I always had the Aces making the playoffs, just don't see them winning the chip. The team isn't as good as previous years, too, relying on Asia and J.O. Yeah, I don't know if they're going to win the championship either, and I'm not saying that they are. I was just saying that people were like saying they might not make the playoffs, or they're going to be hanging on to the 8th spot, and that's nowhere where they are. So that's all. I don't know. The chip is up for grabs. I'm feeling Atlanta may slide in there. I don't know. Atlanta, if Phoenix can get it together, I'm feeling an upset from somewhere. I just don't know. It may be Minnesota. Minnesota may win it. I don't think New York is going to repeat. I'm feeling like, I don't know. I just feel like something's going to happen that we don't expect to happen. But we shall see. Andre says it's going to be Minnesota and the Aces in the finals. I mean, I would love for them to be in the finals. I would love for that to happen. So I'm down for that. I don't know if that'll happen. Jeremy says it's Minnesota. Okay, we'll see. I'm just saying, if Atlanta ends up winning it all, don't say I didn't tell you so. Tulip says I'm sticking with my New York Liberty, Minnesota Lynx final, which I predicted back in January. And you know what, Tulip, you do be right a lot. You do be right. So, I'll keep that in the back of my mind as well. Amor says, I won't be upset if Atlanta wins it. I think my Sparks will make a little noise in the playoffs. Yeah, it's going to be fun to see the Sparks. Sparks have not made the playoffs. How many years had it been? It's been, I knew last year how many years it was. I can't remember now. It's been a long time since they made the playoffs. So for them, if they make the playoffs this season, that'll be an amazing feat. The next game we had was New York Liberty took on the Los Angeles Sparks. New York did win 105-97. On the Sparks side, we had Kelsey Plum leading with 26 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. De'Erica had 21 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 steals, 1 block. Azare, 17 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals. Rakia Jackson, 16 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. On New York, Emma Messiman led with 24 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists. JJ, 21 points, 11 rebounds, 3 assists. Phoebish, 20 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. Sabrina had 14 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists. Natasha Cloud, 11 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals. And that was it. That was it on Tuesday. Troy says, you never know. The Liberty may repeat. Some teams are built for the regular season. Some teams start slow and some teams finish strong. You are correct. You are correct about that. Amor says, in like 5 years, 5 or 6 years. Okay. Tulip says, Liberty shot 56 from the field, 50% from 3, and LA still hung in there. So that's a positive. The Liberty usually blow teams out when they shoot like that. True. Good showing from LA. Can't do much when New York big shoot 50% from 3. Yep. So I mean, again, even though they lost, Sparks are going in the right direction. They're great. They're doing great. It's better to be going in a up trajectory than going down. So shout out to them. And then yesterday's games, we had 4 games on. Man. My Chicago Sky took on the Connecticut Sun. Should have been a win for us. I mean, not to count out Connecticut because they can definitely sneak up on you. They've won some really big games this season, so it wasn't something that I thought would be a shoe-in, but dang it, I thought that we could win this game. But we know if you watch it, it was melee happening. Bria Bill got into it with Rebecca Allen. Rebecca... at some point, I think Bria Bill felt like Rebecca had, Bria had swung an elbow connecting to Rebecca that wasn't called. So when they went on the other end, Rebecca kind of pushed her or did something, and then Bria Bill went off and tried to fight her. And then Ariel ran from all the way across from the other side of the court, bumped into the ref, which as soon as she did that, I already knew she was out because you can't touch the ref. She bumps into the ref trying to get at Bria Bill, and then teammates are trying to break it up. I see Camilla grabbing Ariel, trying to move her out of the way. All this stuff is going on. By the end of it, did I say Bria Bill? I keep saying Bria Bill. I'm so sorry, Bria. I'm sorry. That girl is at home or doing whatever she's doing. I keep calling her Bria Bill. Bria Hartley. Bria Bill is stuck in my head. Bria Hartley. My bad. Bria Hartley was ejected. Ariel was ejected. And Rebecca was ejected. So at that point, I had already knew that we probably wouldn't win the game because we don't normally do well when we lose a teammate. It kind of messes up the flow of how things go. And then Ariel, who's our leading scorer, kind of, you take that away. You already don't have Angel. You lose Beck Allen. You only have 8 available players. It's a lot. And even though they lose Bria Hartley, who's their one of their top scorers, you still have a Tina Charles. You still have Marina Mabry. You still have Rivers out there and Nice out there and Olivia Nelson-Adota. Like, you still have Lacan. You still have players out there that can play. Now, Bria is definitely a help, but if they lose Bria, they still got people on their team. Camilla was our leading scorer, which was amazing, but it was pretty much her and Big Mama, and that was it. But I'll get into the box scores here. Did you say that's the same player? Oh, y'all talking about Bria Hartley. So for Chicago, which I thought we were playing okay. What are you doing? You already went outside. Sorry, y'all. I forgot where I was. But on Chicago, we had Camilla led us with 24 points, 9 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 block. E-Will, 12 points, 15 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 blocks. Rachel Banham, 10 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists. And that was it in double figures. Meanwhile, on Connecticut, we had Lacan, who led the team, 17 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals. Tina Charles, 15 points, 3 rebounds, 1 steal, 1 block. Mabry, 10 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. And although Rivers didn't have any double digits, but she did have 6 assists, 3 rebounds. 6 assists, 3 steals, and 2 blocks, one of which she blocked the crap out of my girl, Camila Cardoso, which I already talked about. But that was enough to take care of Chicago, and another loss for us. Let me see. Oh, y'all were talking. Hold on. Andre says New York is tall. Jeremy says the Liberty lost their toughness once Niara Sabli got sidelined. Kayla got traded, and they suspended Benaja's contract. New York is the land of giants, is what Tulip says. Amora says New York has a 6'4" wing. Once Stewie gets back. Amora says New York made Sparks look small. Tulip says, I also told you about Connecticut jumping the sky, Jay. My predictions have been on point. Wait a minute. What you mean? What you mean jumping them? Jumping them like physically jumping them, like beating them up or what? Because we still ahead of them. We still ahead of them. Your prediction ain't came true yet. Tulip also says Connecticut been playing much better since Lacan arrived. Yep. Molly says Sabli can't stay healthy. Andre says, isn't that the same player that pulled Angel's hair? Yeah, Bria Hartley, she did. Molly said, yep, that's the same player. That's also the same player that got into it with Skylar Diggins. And she also got into it with, who else was it Chelsea Gray? I can't remember. She likes to fight. She likes to fight. Andre says Angel was about the soccer. It's funny because she ran up on Beck Allen, right? But she ain't. When Skylar wanted that smoke, she turned away. And when Angel wanted that smoke, she was like, "Wait, whoa! I didn't mean. My bad. I didn't mean to do that." But Tulip said, "Hey, lay down, lay down." My dog does not want to stay up here on that couch. Tulip says players like Bria, Sophie try to pick on the soft players and duck the dogs. Tulip says fake enforcers. Molly says Sophie does. Hartley is not known for that. She's known for that this season. She maybe wasn't known for that, but this season she's been getting active. Tulip says they'll jump them at this rate unless Angel gets back soon, which I don't think Angel's coming back soon, if she's coming back at all. Onyx, lay down. What's the problem? I can't keep getting up. I'm on live television right now. You got to relax. All right, let me get back to where I was. Mystics taking on the Valks. Hold on, let me get. Golden State did beat the Mystics 88-83. I just watched this game not too long ago, maybe a couple hours ago. For the Mystics, we had Sony Citron, 15 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal. Suge Sutton, 15 points, 1 rebound, 7 assists. Kiki had 14 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal. Jade Melbourne had 10 points, 1 assist. And Emily Exler had 13 points, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. Golden State, though, a dirty 30 for Veronica Burton. 30 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, one steal. Xander Lassini, 20 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. Tip Hayes, 14 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 steal. Saloon, 11 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. Took care of business with the Washington Mystics. Then we had another rematch. This was the 2023 finals rematch of New York and Vegas, and my Vegas Aces took care of business. We had Emma Messerman again leading the team, 24 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal. Sabrina Ionescu, 18 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, 1 steal. JJ, 11 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. And then for LA, I keep mixing them up. For Vegas, Jewel Lloyd led the team off the bench, 21 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist. Then you had Asia, 17 points, 16 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. Jackie Young, 15 points, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, 1 block. Chelsea Gray, 13 points, 1 rebound, 5 assists, 2 steals, and 1 block. And they took over New York and moved up in the standings. The last game last night was ATL versus Seattle, and Seattle loses again, this time to Atlanta. Even with NECA's 29 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal wasn't enough. Gabby Williams had 11 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. Nobody else in double figures. Meanwhile, Atlanta was led by Ryan Howard, 25 points, 1 rebound, 7 assists, 2 steals. Did y'all see Ryan Howard score 9 points in less than 30 seconds to end the third quarter? That was crazy. They were down by 5 and ended up in the third quarter, being down by 14 points. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. 25 points, 1 rebound, 7 assists, 2 steals. She gave them 5 3-pointers. Alicia Gray, 22 points, 11 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. And Maya Caldwell, 10 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist. Coming off the bench was BG, 11 points, 8 rebounds, 1 assist. Crazy work. That was crazy work. What do you want? Be right back, y'all. All right. Hopefully that's the last time. I don't know what's going on with my dog today. Let me see. Not you trying to read me in the comments too. Let me get to Jeremy says, I'm so happy my husky is back in the league. Bria Hartley. Bria been doing a lot. She doing too much. Louay says, what's happening, J Spot? What's going on, Louay? Amor says, I can't believe Mystics almost pulled off the comeback. Andre says, Angel not coming back. She may not come back. I don't know. She has a back injury, so we'll see what happens with that. It's kind of not worth it to come back. I wanted them to end on a positive note, but I mean, her health is not worth that, so it is what it is. Tulip says, Veronica J, don't play with her name. She's one of the best young point guards in the game. I'm sorry. I don't know where I be getting Victoria Burton from. I don't even know who that is. It's just stuck in my head. But yes, I want to get people's names right. They deserve it. I'm so sorry, Veronica. Tulip says Dallas sold by not protecting her in the expansion draft. Louay says, welcome Madison Scott to the Mystics hardship contract. Let's go. Yep, we talked about that a little bit earlier. So I hope Madison gets some playing time for sure. Andre says, is Angel still the only player averaging a double-double in the WNBA? I don't know. I can probably look that up. Louay says the Mystics they fought hard to get back into that game against the Valks. Yeah, it was so close. I think they got it down to 3 points at one point, and then they just couldn't pull it off. I think they ended up losing. They lost by 5, right? So they were close. They were getting there. Louay says, I saw that. Tulip says, Ryan time. Tulip says, notice ESPN gives it no love. Oh, yeah, of course. Of course not. Louay says, Ryan was on a heater, totally flipped the script. Yeah, it was so quick. It reminds me of back in the day, I was at a Rockets game. I was living in Houston, and the Rockets were down. San Antonio was winning. We were playing San Antonio. And so, in state rivalries or whatever, like Houston don't like San Antonio. Houston don't like Dallas. Like if they were ever playing against each other, we don't like it, right? So San Antonio was whooping us. And this was back in the day when Tracy McGrady played for Houston. I know it was a long, long time ago. And it was 30 seconds. And I don't know if y'all watch NBA or any of y'all remember this, but Tracy McGrady scored 13 points in 30 seconds. It was crazy. Like we were everybody's getting ready to go. The game is wrapping up. San Antonio's laughing at us and stuff, right? And he starts hitting these shots. And so we stop and we just start watching. And next thing you know, he scored those points. We won that game. Oh, man, we laughed San Antonio out of that arena. We were harassing them as they're walking to their cars. It was hilarious. But, yeah, to see something like that, Ryan Howard, the way she did that, shoot a 3, they don't get anything. She shoots another 3, they don't get anything. No, she shoots a 3. They don't get anything. She shoots another 3. And as they're getting ready to inbound the ball, she steals the ball and just steals it, shoots a 3 right where she is. 9 points, just like that. To in the court. It was crazy. It was pretty dope to see. Louay says that would take the air out of the opponent. Yep. Tulip says when the player does that in a longer time, she gets 5 clips about it. Yep. You're right. They're right. They don't want to, they're very strategic about who they cover and how they cover, Louay said, did you see that? Maybe you already talked about it. That big block Sanaya had on Miller. Yeah, I saw it. I ain't want to bring it up no more, Louay. Thank you for doing that. I didn't want to talk about it anymore. That hurt my feelings. At this point, Miller got a block. I mean, Miller got a dunk. At this point, Camilla got to dunk the ball so they could stop showing that clip all over the internet. Because right now, it's all over the internet. It's all over everybody's pages. Camilla got to come back and dunk. That's just that simple. Andre says, I think Angel should see what they do in the offseason. If nothing happens, I would demand a trade. Tom waits on nobody. The way things are going, Angel would be, I don't know what you're trying to say. But rookies, okay, so it's tricky with rookies. They cannot demand a trade. They can't. They can express that they would like to be traded, but they can't. The team is the team's discretion. As a rookie, they own their contract. They can decide on what they want to do. So it doesn't matter if she demands a trade or not. She can't do anything. She can't. I don't even think she has the right to demand a trade. She can just let them know that she wants out. Now they can decide after the third year to release her as a free agent. They don't have to go for the fourth year option. Or they could go for the fourth year option and then trade her. That way they get something out of it. I think they were, if anything, they would probably do that. Now, I'm not saying that they won't or they can't trade at 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, because I've seen it done. They can do it, but it's not it's not necessarily the players, like, it's not their decision. They can express it, hey, I don't want to be here anymore. And then Chicago can be like, oh, well, so what? Like, you're here for 3 years at least. My thought process, if anything, a trade could happen for next year, but I see it more where they would sign her for the fourth year option and then trade her like they did Nalissa Smith, because this is Nalissa's fourth year. So she's still in a rookie contract. But wait, is it her third year or fourth year? They signed her for a fourth year option. Let me see. Aaliyah Boston is in her. She was rookie of the year, second year. She's in her third year. Nalissa came before her. So this is Nalissa's fourth year. So they had signed her. Indiana signed her for a fourth year option, and they were able to trade her. So I don't know about the demand thing, but me personally, I feel okay. So y'all know how I feel about Angel and Camilla playing together. I love it. It's my dream. I've been so excited and ecstatic that they've been on the same team. They have yet to play a full season together. And I don't know if we're ever going to see that, to be honest. I think that I don't know what Chicago is doing for them, to them. I think they're wasting a lot of good talent. I think it's some things going on there that they don't know what they're doing. And I just think they're wasting, the talents of Angel and Camilla, and now Maddie and HBL. And I don't think they deserve to have any picks come there, because what are they doing with them, right? But if the time has come for them to separate and go to other teams, then the time has come. Like, I can't fight it anymore. I want them to be together. I wanted them to play forever, but I also don't want them in situations where they're not going to be taken care of and they're treated like like they're not the corner pieces and not the franchise players and all that other stuff. Like, they're treated like any other player would be. And so I want them to go somewhere where they can be successful. They came from successful programs in college. They came from very passionate and storied and successful coaches. And I just don't, everybody, you're going to go to a W team and you might not go to the best team. I know what it is. When you're a high draft pick, you're going to go to a bad team. But you don't have to go to a bad organization. And that's where they are. They're in a bad organization. And I don't see it changing anytime soon that would help their career. So if it's Angel wanting out or Camilla wanting out or both of them wanting out, I have swallowed the pill that their time together might be up sooner rather than later. I'm hoping that we at least let them play one more year together, but I also don't want them in the mess. So whatever happens, happens. But again, they cannot demand a trade. It's just if Jeff says, okay, I get it. All right, we'll go ahead and trade you. But I don't, with the CBA changing, we don't know who's going where. If you trade Angel, who are you trading Angel for? No big name wants to go to Chicago. And Angel is worth a big name. Like, you're not gonna trade Angel for two, seventh string player. Like, that doesn't make sense, right? If you're gonna trade Angel, you're gonna trade her for a big name, but don't know big names when it come there. So again, you may not be able to make a trade happen. It may just have to be where y'all do it in a fourth year option, or y'all let her be a free agent. I don't know, but it's all very sad, to be honest. I feel bad for my girls. Jonathan says, by the way, this is Angel's third possible in a row that she may not finish the season. Yep. Molly says Dallas cut Burton. CT picked her up. It was 2004. What was 2004? You talking about Tracy McGrady? 2004? Yep. That T-Mac cooked the Spurs. Yeah, 2004. Man, that was a long time ago, but I was at that game. We were getting ready to go, and it was crazy that we actually saw that in real life. Tulip says, that's why you never give up. Andre says, Angel needs to get out of there before you know it. Angel will be there 5 years. I say, Angel, run for the hills. Louis says, Bria has been on demon time since her return. At first, it was cool. I'm like, okay, but yesterday, shenanigans left me like, what? Banji, baby, what's going on? Dream taking it all. Man, I don't care. See, there's somebody else said that Dream might end up taking it. Hold on. Let me switch this. We're done with that. Did I finish going over all the games? I had to let my dog out and I forgot. Let me see. Yeah, I did. Okay. Molly says, I got the links, taking it all. Jeremy says, yeah, that was amazing. Spurs still had the last laugh by winning the ring that season. Yeah, but we at least got a good laugh that game. Louis says, damn, Miller. Right. Who was that said, don't bring it up? I missed that. When they said, we already talked about it, please don't bring it up. That's what Tulip says. Don't remind her. We already talked about it. What about Edwards? She got traded. Yes. Edwards, Aaliyah Edwards got traded to Connecticut. For JC Sheldon. That's another thing that happened. Yes, you're right. Edwards got traded to Connecticut. I don't think this was a surprise. It had been news circulating around for a while that they were shopping around, moving Edwards to some other team, just because, they already are very heavy in that position. You got Shakira, you got Kiki, and you got her, and they're all trying to, vie for this position. And, I think Aaliyah will be great where she is. It's going to take some time. That's a very young team. But Connecticut is she's from UConn, so Connecticut is her home. And I'm sure she's kind of happy just to be in that atmosphere, but we'll see what happens. Miller was reverse posterized. That's crazy. I don't want to talk about it anymore, Louis. Angel is their moneymaker, so at best they will activate her contract for the fourth year and trade her in 2026 October. Well, they can't. If she does her fourth year option, you're saying they'll by the trade deadline just trade her before the fourth year is over. That could be a possibility. Tulip says, until then, we can all suffer watching the sky. Angel will get out of there. She may. She better speak up. Angel needs to voice her opinion. I don't think Angel's not voicing her opinion. The thing is, it doesn't matter what she thinks. The thing is, Chicago has the rights is if they want to. She could be, I'm pretty sure. I don't think Jeff doesn't know what she wants. I'm pretty sure Jeff is aware if she wants to leave, that she wants to leave. It is just him trying to say, what can I do to either get her to stay, or what can I, like, who am I going to get to trade with? Because nobody wants to come here. So I think they know. I think they know what she wants. Can rookies ask for a trade while they're on a rookie deal? They can ask for one, but they can't. So when you say demand a trade, most players kind of have an upper hand on what they want to do with their contracts. They can always be denied, but rookies, really, everything is in the hands of the team. So they don't really have any rights to anything the first 3 years. It's all up to that team, what they want to do with them. So can they ask for a trade? Yes. Can they demand a trade, quote unquote? Yes. Does that mean it's going to be listened to? No. Does that mean it can be denied? Yes. It doesn't, like, they don't really have a say. They are in that contract for 3 years, and it's up to the team on what they want to do. Molly says, nah, the front office is not good. They're not. Andre says, get some more damn players then. Yes, I agree. I agree with y'all. I want them to surround them with the best possible players, but they are in a predicament because they have not set themselves as a great organization, and players talk, and players don't want to go there. Any players with any like amount of talent, it's going to be very few that want to take a chance and come to Chicago. Like Ariel coming to Chicago took a chance to come to Chicago. Like there's not a lot of players that are like, okay, yeah, I'll do it. No, they don't want to do that. They rather stay where they are, or they'll really try their chances somewhere else. So it's like they can try to go get other players, but that don't mean the other players want to come here. And then they can, through certain contracts, they can force players to come over. But then do you want a player on your team that you had to force to come over and play for or play? Like, you don't want that type of person either. So they're just in a predicament. They gotta fire the whole front office. I say sell the team. I mean, that's just where I am. Like, ownership doesn't seem to really, really care about that team. You got to gut it for any real change to happen. This is nothing new for Chicago. As soon as I saw that pathetic initial welcome presser, I said they needed to go. In history, it's not for nothing that Courtney Williams doesn't want to go back, that Gabby Williams doesn't want to go back, that Kai doesn't want to go back, that Candace didn't want to go back, like Ezra doesn't want to go back. Like there's Elena Deladon didn't want to come back. Like it's a reason why those players left and didn't want to come back. It's a long history. It didn't just happen this year or last season. Like it's been a thing. And this is why I say I don't think it's just going to be history repeating itself, and it just sucks. They're sabotaging Angel's career. Troy Hall said, I remember Magic Johnson wanted to trade out of the Lakers because he didn't want to play the half court and wanted to run. So they fired Paul Westhead and enter Pat Riley, and Showtime was born. You're up to date on the games. Okay. Louis says, because of Angel's brand and impact on the game, the league will be wise to accommodate her graciously. Oops. Did you talk about the alleged locker rooms controversy in Seattle again? I did. We did talk about that in the beginning. Tulip says sign and trade in the offseason after activation. Okay. Tulip says we have to watch one more season at least of Chi-Town Barbie before she can be free. Troy says, if I can pick a player for most improved, it'd be Azurá Stevens. Yeah, I was picking Barbie, but I think, I don't know how many games you can miss before you can get awards. But Azurá was up there. My picks were Azurá and Angel for most improved, but Azurá is killing it. So yeah, I can see that definitely happening. All right, let's look at the standings. Let me get to it. Take this off. I got Burton and then Azurá, then E. Will for most improved. Really? over Angel? Or are you saying Angel's not in it because she's injured? Oh, Erica Wheeler. I thought you meant E. Will from Chicago. I'm like, oh, okay. Maybe I'm seeing you're seeing something I'm not seeing because I don't. That's my team, but let's not go overboard. Let me put this on here so I don't forget. There we go. The standings. So as of right now, Minnesota, there's an X by Minnesota's name. That's because Minnesota has clinched the playoff berth. So no matter what happens from here on out, there's no mathematical way that they can be out of the playoffs. So they have the first playoff berth. They are sitting at number 1 with 27-5. The next team is 6 games away. That's 12 wins or 6 wins, and Minnesota loses 6 in order for them to even be tied. I don't see it happening. I think Minnesota ends up being the number 1 seed for the playoffs, obviously. Atlanta crept on up there. They are 21-11. They are number 2. They on a 6-game winning streak. New York Liberty is at number 3. They lost 1, so that took them out of the second place, 21-12. Phoenix Mercury is sitting at number 4 at 19-12. Vegas Aces, my Vegas Aces on a 5. I thought it was 6. 5-game winning streak. My bad. 5-game winning streak. They are 19-14, sitting at number 5. A game behind them is the Indiana Fever at 18-15. They have lost 1. If Aces lose 1 and Indiana win 1, they'll be tied again. But hopefully we don't have that happen. Aces can continue to win and keep that number 5, maybe move into number 4. It all depends on what Phoenix Mercury do because they're also a game ahead of Vegas. So that's two wins, a win and a loss. Any combination of that, Vegas could see themselves moving into number 4. Did I say I said at number 6, Indiana, 18-15. Golden State Valks are at number 7 at 17-15. They have won 3 in a row. Ooh, and Seattle Storm on a downward spiral right now. Can they save themselves? They are in the last spot of the playoffs, sitting at number 8 at 16-17. Again, like I said, they lost 6. They are a game and a half behind the Valks. That's three wins away from the Valks. And they are only a half game ahead of Seattle, if that's how it works. Yeah, a half game ahead of the Sparks. That's one game. One half game is one game. And just like I forgot who said it in the chat, if LA wins their next game, they are tied with Seattle, and then they will take the 8th spot because they own the tiebreaker. So LA is sitting right there. They are a half game out of playoff contention, sitting at number 9. And then you have Washington Mystics, who are only a game behind LA, only a game and a half behind Seattle. So anything could happen. They're at 14-18, sitting at number 10. And then I think it's safe to say, I think we're, Dallas, Chicago, Connecticut will not make the playoffs this season. But Dallas is sitting at number 11, 9-20. They probably wish they were 19. 9-24. They have 1-1. Chicago is at 8-24. They are a half game behind Dallas. So if Dallas loses, if Chicago wins somehow, Chicago can get that number 11 spot and not be in danger of getting passed up by Connecticut Sun, as Tulip thinks is going to happen. But Chicago's sitting at number 12 at 8-24. We have lost 3, and Connecticut has won 1. They are at 6-26. They are 3 games ahead of us. 2 games ahead of us. I'm sorry, 2 games behind us. That's 4 games. It would take 4 games for them to catch up to us. Now, can we lose 4 games? Yes. Can they win 4 games? Probably. So, it all depends. But that is our standings right now. Very, very tight between number 2 and number 8 and number 9. Honestly, is anybody's games. Like I said, we got 19 or 13 more games left to go. It is anybody's game at this point. So we shall see what happens. Take that away. Let me see. Tulip says Angel was good last season too. Yes, she was. She was good, but she wasn't like everybody was talking about her field goal percentage. She got rebounds, but her field goal percentage wasn't good. And for her to come in and have the season that she had, average a double, her field goal percentage went up. She had a month there where she was like 60% from the field. Like her taking on the role of being like a point forward and really affecting the game like she did. And, she was great last season, but I think she stepped it up an extra notch this season. So that's why I was giving her the most improved player. Tulip says she's improved, but it's not night and day like Burton. I think it's just a matter of having an opportunity, like I said. Tulip says if LA wins tomorrow, they go to 8th and they have tiebreak over the Seattle Storm. Troy says Golden State, Seattle, LA, Washington fighting for 7th and 8th seed. Indiana better be careful in Vegas because they slipped out of playoff. They can slip out of playoff contention. Louis says don't save them. They don't want to be saved. Tulip says, I don't think Mystics got it. Battle between LA and Seattle for 8th, I think. Troy says, are you going to check out college games this fall, winter? I may go to a Notre Dame game and check out Hidalgo. Yeah, I cover college too. I talk about Notre Dame, South Carolina, and LSU. That's been my teams for the past couple years. Louis says, hey, J-Spot, what do you feel that Angel may not be returning soon? Is it the nature of her energy? Why do I feel that she's not returning soon? I don't know about the nature of her energy. I know Angel wants to play. Like, no matter what. Angel loves the game of basketball no matter what anybody says. Angel wants to play. And it ain't nothing that I feel that no coach, no owner, no GM, none of that business situation that would make her want to say, I don't want to play, like I'm going to protest or whatever. Because, I just don't feel that way. I think that's the dog in her that she wants to compete. But, and then we also know she will play injured because if y'all remember that her last season at LSU, she sprained her ankle, literally was in the boot, played the very next game, was doing well, twisted her ankle again, and was a wrap. But she was playing on that. She said her ankle was like swollen like a softball or a baseball or something like that. She was still going to play. She can play through injuries, but I think what is the point? I think this injury, the back injury, is nagging. I think she gets beat up every single game. The refs don't give her no calls. She gets knocked down on her butt daily. And as a matter of fact, I was thinking when she was playing in that Washington game, I'm like, her back is hurting and she just fell to the ground and got back up. Like, that can't feel good. So she's not really protected in a way that would help an injury like she has. Like, it would be different if she was a player like Fee or like Asia. Not to say they don't get beat up, but they can get calls. They can play in a way where they don't end up on the ground. You know what I'm saying? Angel gets knocked down almost every game, and that's crazy to have to deal with and have a back injury. And it could cause something more to happen. And I think she's thinking of the longevity of her career. And so I think she ain't rushing back, because for what? I rush back and we win some games to do what? To be ninth? Like what are we fighting for other than just like pride at that point? Is it worth putting my back on the line for us to have some pride at the end of the game? Because ain't nobody questioning my pride. Ain't nobody questioning, not no real basketball fans. Ain't nobody questioning if I really want it or if I'm really putting everything on the line every time I play. So there's no reason for me to rush back to prove what to who. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's a little bit of like, there's no reason for her to come back. Especially if her back is ruined and there's no reason to rush. And if her back is good, she might make a return. But I just don't think it's a rush. They do have 13 more games. I would hate for her to miss so much of the season. But at this point, is it worth it? And I just think it's not. For me, if it was me and I have that injury, knowing that the next game I'm probably going to get knocked down because I'm constantly being tossed around in the paint, I probably wouldn't come back unless I'm 100% good. And if I'm not 100% good, it ain't worth it. So that's what I think. I don't think she's trying to prove any points. I just think the cons are not outweighing the pros of her coming back. And I mean, they said it was the medical staff's decision on whether to release her or not. And so we'll see. We'll see. Molly says, I thought so too. Troy says, you think Marsh having her play point forward contributed to her back injury? No, I think the refs not calling fouls and allowing her to continuously get beat up is the reason for her back injury. She's on, I mean, go watch the games. Go watch the games how many times she gets knocked down. It's crazy. Now, she's going to have to get her weight up in the off seasons these next couple of years so she can like withstand some of that. But yeah, it's the refs that are constantly not calling anything. I mean, look how much Camilla gets beat up. It's just Camilla's 215 pounds and she's 6'7". So you can't knock her down as easily as you can knock Angel down. But she got clipped in the Indiana game. They kicked her knee and she fell on her butt like right and broke her fall with her wrist, just like when Angel fell down and ended up breaking her wrist. No call. So nah. I don't think it's point forward. I think it's the refs. Louie say, I agree with that sentiment, J-Spot. She's also not trying to leave too much money on the floor. Right. Tulip says she shouldn't have played that DC game. I get the sentiment, but if you're hurt, don't risk being hurt worse. Yeah. But I get why she did it. Her grandma is everything to her. I know if my grandma was living and I had an opportunity to play for her in front of her for the very first time, I don't care if my leg was broken. I'm going to get out there so she could see me play. You know what I'm saying? Like, obviously not if I had a leg broken, but you see what I'm saying? Like, it's just some stuff you just put on the back burner. Now, did she have to play? How many minutes did she play? 30, 32, 33 minutes. She didn't have to play 33 minutes. She could have played 20. She could have played 15, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? She didn't have to play as many minutes as she did. I don't know if that was a decision made by the team or a decision made by her. Maybe she was just feeling good and like, nope, I'm going to stay out here. I'm good. My family's here, blah, blah, blah. But I don't think she had to play as many minutes, but I don't think anything could have stopped her from playing in front of her family, especially her grandma. If you know a lot about Angel, you know that her grandma means a lot to her. So I think it wasn't anything anybody can do to stop her from playing. Louis says, right. Troy says Clarkies and Reesers going crazy without their favorite player on the floor. Paige's fan base is Paige Turner's. We are called the Reese's Pieces. The Reese's Pieces, or I call us the Reese's. So I don't know what they call Caitlin Clark's folks. We are the Reese's Pieces. Chicago can help her get her weight up. Chicago can help her get her weight up. Uncle Remus and Harold's Chicken. Now, that may not be the weight she needs to have. Um, Troy says the Tulip is like Caitlin playing in that exhibition game versus Iowa and the Brazil team, knowing that she was injured. She didn't want to disappoint her fans. Tulip says both were bad decisions in hindsight. Yeah. Probably wasn't the best decisions, but what, you can't stop them from doing what they want to do. All right, and some quick news around the dub. We already went over this. We talked about this. Asia became the very first player in WNBA history to get a 30-20 game. We talked about that in review of the game. This is just some more graphics about it. 2020 game. And then today it was announced that the Barbie is releasing her Angel Reese ones September 18th. These shoes were supposed to come out in 2026. For whatever reason, they bumped it up. I don't know if it's riding off the wave of her being on 2K, riding off the wave of her having a great season. Oh, shoot. Hold on. Jesus, my dogs. Y'all don't have geriatric dogs because it's a lot. All right, I'm gonna start over. Angel Reese and Reebok have announced that they are releasing the Angel Reese one this September 18th to be exact. Now they have done this. They've created an early release because they weren't supposed to be out till 2026. That's where I left off. But for whatever reason, they have decided to bump it up. Don't know why, but they are here. So here's a look. If you guys haven't seen it, I'm going to take this banner off real quick. By the way, if you are enjoying the show, if you like the show, hopefully you guys have already hit the like button. Double tap your screen if you're watching me on a phone. Click on that thumbs up if you're watching me on a desktop or a laptop or however you're watching me. If you're on TV, I think there's a little thing you can navigate and hit the thumbs up. Do that for me. If you're not a subscriber and you like to subscribe, we have some fun over here. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It is all free. Okay, I'll take the banner off now. Let's look at, first of all, I have a bigger picture of the outfit, but this is Angel Reese's own line of athletic wear along with her AR1. And these are the shoes. So she is going to drop 3 colorways coming up September 18th. The top one is the Diamond Dust. Those are the first ones she's debuted to us. We've also seen her wear the pink ones, which she has named Me Bounds. And then I hadn't seen these. These are dope. These are called Receipts Ready, the white and black. Those are the ones that I'm going to get. Those look very clean, very dope. I love them. I'm not so much into the white ones. I'll have to see them in person. I know the color is like a mother of pearl kind of sparkly color. You can't really tell from looking at the picture right there, but it's like an iridescent color on it is white and that iridescent color. And then you can see what the pinks look like, and you can see what the black and whites look like. But I'm going to cop those black and white ones. I think those are pretty cool. And then just a couple of pictures here. She has patented. I don't know if patented is the word, but we know she was one of the players that wore the leg sleeve, similar to like, Asia. And why is this so? Hold on. It's just skinny. I don't like how it's so skinny. Guess it's gonna have to look like that. It's just a skinny picture. There we go. But she was wearing a full leg sleeve, and I didn't realize what players were doing. You get the tights, but you cut the one leg off. That's what Asia was doing. Asia kind of made it a trendy thing for the basketball girls. If you remember way back in the day, there was a runner, a sprinter by the name of FloJo. FloJo was very much long nails, colorful outfit. She wore her running tights. It would be one whole leg out and one leg covered, like in a tight. And that kind of became popular back in the 80s, early 90s. And then, Asia, who had an injury to her leg, started wearing it like that. She didn't want to wear she didn't want to wear a full tight, so she would cut it. And I didn't realize that's what a lot of players were doing. They would get their tights and cut them. Well, last year, if y'all remember when Unrivaled started, both Angel and Rakia, and most of the players were wearing this half leg sleeve. I thought they just didn't have tights at Unrivaled, because I'm like, why? I don't understand what's going on. Then I was thinking, I was like, you know what? Angel's probably going to have that a part of her line. When Asia released her line, she actually released tights that have the one leg off, and it's just one sleeve on there. So you don't have to cut it. You can just wear it regularly. She has it where it doesn't have that other leg on it or whatever. Well, Angel took it one step further, and now she has the half leg sleeve that is hers, and it will be a part of her Angel Reese one line with Reebok. So that is that in the blue. We have it in the pink. And I think that was it. I think she just had blue and pink. I'm sure she's going to have other colors too. But as you can see, top, the little shorts, and then the sleeve there. So I think that is pretty cool. Tulip says Angel Reeboks. Tulip says a one of one. Wait a minute. Tulip says Chicago's boring anyway. LA and go to state, play fun basketball. I'd rather have them in the playoffs. I like the Storm, but they gotta earn it. Molly's laughing at me. Louis said, let's go Asia. A one of one, and let's go Asia was for her getting the 30-20 game. Molly says, I like them both. Tulip says, I'm making a 2K Barbie edit for Angel. Do you want me to tag you in the title, Jay? Yes. Tag me. I'll drop it tomorrow. Asia is the WNBA GOAT. Yes, she is, in my opinion. Troy says, if Chicago wants to attract free agent Tyler Marsh and Jeff P has to go. Plus, with that training facility scheduled to open in 2026, them two should be sacrificed and alter to sell the team. Imperial says black and white. I'd get those. Black and white was clean, ain't they? Like I really like those. What's the price? 120. The price is 120. Molly says FloJo. Tulip says FloJo still holds the record as the fastest woman of all time. Tulip says she was a revolutionary fashionista athlete. Yes, she was. Albeit controversial with the roid allegations. Yeah. Molly says the track stars always do. Tulip says Asia needs one more chip, then she can be the GOAT. She's going to be the GOAT of all GOATs once it's all said and done. I think Asia can win 5 to 6 championships before the end of her career. So she's at 2 right now. I think she can win like 3 more before her career is over. That's what I think. I'm a dreamer though, so we shall see. And then shout out to the players of the week. Speaking of, the besties made the players of the week. Asia Wilson got it for the West. Alicia Gray got it for the East. They are the bestest of friends. Alicia Gray averaged 21 points, 4.5 rebounds, 3.5 assists, whereas Asia Wilson averaged 29.3 points, 13 rebounds, and 3.7 assists. And they are this past week's players of the week. Troy says the black and white pairs remind me of the Reebok Kamikaze that was worn by Sean Kemp. Louis said, let's go Angel. Tulip says, well done to both. Well done to both. Okay. Now we're going to quickly just go through some fashions. I don't have a pick of the week this week, but I did want to pop in. Some of this stuff is from the prior week as well. We got some, I don't know why I saved so much Rakia. We got Rakia heavy in this one, but here's one of Rakia in a black number here. We got, now my mouse don't want to work. Rakia here. I love me a power suit. I love me a nice, cute little power suit. I think this is very cute. Blue is my favorite color. So already she got it for me, and then a little pop of color. I think there's red in the buttons, so she also has a pop of red, the heels on that she has. Cam Brink is back, so I've just put her in there, giving a little fashion tease here. Asia, come on. Look at that arm. Can we look at her arm real quick? Look at that thing. That's crazy. Now, I have arm envy. There was a day way back in the day. I had arms that was almost right there. 2020 happened. The pandemic happened. I lost everything. But I got to get back to that. Yes. Love it. Also, the fit is cute. Too. Then we have Rakia in all white. This is another dope outfit. I don't think Rakia has ever worn anything that I didn't like. I think that's Troy says Rakia broke a lot of. I want to show. Rakia broke a lot of hearts. Her boyfriend got drafted by the Falcons this year. Yeah, I guess people didn't think that Rakia had a boyfriend. I mean, she did tell people she didn't have a boyfriend, so maybe that's why they didn't think she had a boyfriend. Tulip says Miss Jackson is doing her thing on and off the court. Louis says Le Goat. There we go, Le Goat there. Then we have Kehlani Brown. Now she's a brick house. There's nothing else left to say. She's a brick house. Angel, this was one of the last games she made an appearance at. I love the outfit. I think it's a jacket and a skirt together. I love the boots. I just love the whole outfit, a neutral color. Ain't never hurt nobody. And speaking of neutral colors, you got can't have one without the other. My faves, they're just always in tandem. Here's another picture of Asia. I think that is a whole outfit. It's just belted. But I like that. It looks like she's wearing like some snakeskin boots, but I think that's cute. And then we have another Asia. This is just a casual outfit, but look at Asia's body is crazy. I'm so sorry. Now, she ain't got Anissa Morrow abs, because Anissa Morrow, I don't know if y'all saw the pictures a few weeks back. The girl got abs like Like, I don't know if it's safe for her to have abs like that. She got abs most men want to have, but this right here, Asia's abs, I'm gonna have to put that on my vision board one day. I want to have a body like that. And then last but not least, I have Kalani Brown again. Uh, she's 6'7". I don't know how her body is the way it is. It is curvy, but stomach flat. She ain't got an ounce of fat on her, but she's also thick. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. Louis said, we period. Thickums. Y'all, my mouse ain't working. Tulip says that I have 3 girls in my rotation. I did this so quick. Whatever catches my eye, that's what I go for. So if I follow, on my rotation, on my algorithm, it's heavy, Aces, Chicago Sky, Connecticut. Kalani Brown, I guess she's on my algorithm as well. But I like some of the stuff. I mean, the stuff she wears is crazy just for her body to look like that. She does dress very well for that. So yeah, whatever pops up on my timeline, I'm just like, okay, I like that. I like that. I like that. If it ends up being the same few people, then that's who it is. So happy you included her. Kalani be dressing her ass off for sure. Tulip says, Kalani, come on now. Kalani been added to the rotation this week. No. I saw like one outfit from her that I liked. I didn't get to save it. But I ain't really seen nothing like that was like really eye-catching this week. I think she's wearing a lot of stuff from her line. It's the same like colorway. It's like this green theme. It looks like bedroom attire that you can wear outside. It just wasn't anything that I found. I think the last outfit I saw, it was like a green kind of like leather pants with like some kind of shade of green shirt. I didn't get to save it. I had Sanaya and Marina, but it didn't. I guess it didn't make it into my slideshow, but I had it to present, but I guess I forgot to add it. But yeah, I had a couple of other people. But no Uno today. Troy Hall says, Kalani's so thick and beautiful. Tulip says, I think Rakia is the most consistent fit-wise. She never misses. Yeah, I would agree with that. And if y'all were around last season, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it was very close call. But I think Rakia ended up winning my fit of the year, my fit of the season. I think she ended up being number 1. She beat out Asia and she beat out Angel. And Izzy. Izzy was dressing her butt off last season too. But she did edge out. I think I did a vote. I think that's how it happened. But yeah, Rakia she upped her game a lot from last season. So she's been doing the thing. All right. So that is all I think I have. I'm gonna put my banner back up here for y'all. Thank y'all so much for hanging with me this Thursday night. We didn't have games. I appreciate y'all always. Make sure y'all giving me the likes. Make sure y'all giving me the shares. Leave comments. Keep my thing going so I can be in the algorithm. I can be on people's timelines and stuff like that, so we can get some more people here and have a good time. So appreciate y'all. Me and Seth got some other stuff coming up. Those of you that did watch our Unrivaled kind of update video, appreciate you for doing that. If you haven't, go watch it, please. Go click on it, give me the views. But I do appreciate y'all. Tulip said it is almost 4 a.m. there. And shout out to Tulip, because you don't have to be up. You don't have to be doing this. Tulip is my wrench, and Tulip is always at every stream. So I appreciate you, even though it is 4 a.m. there. That's wild. Appreciate you. Tulip also says stayed up for the GOAT. Thank you. Like before you leave, chat. Good night, everyone. That is right. Like before you leave. I appreciate y'all. Have a good night. We got more games next week. Let's see who wins these games, and let's see who makes it into the playoffs one step closer. We only have like 4 or 5 more weeks. So I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good night.